Today marks the beginning of Maternal Mental Health Awareness Week 2020. It's a little bit different this year due to lockdown, so there's no events that we can actually go to, but there's going to be a Facebook and a Twitter campaign going on during the week. Now, each day there's a different theme, and today's theme is, what is maternal mental health? Now, I'm not a medical professional. This video is just a bit about my experience of postnatal anxiety, my symptoms and my journey. There are a lot of resources that are going to be shared during the week by various organisations, and my wonderful team over at Cheshire Merseyside Perinatal are having a question and answer session with some of our wonderful staff. So that's something that you can get involved in if you feel like you need to speak to a professional. Like I said, this is just my experience. So I've suffered with anxiety since I was about 14. If I went into large crowds or if I went out into a public place, well, I wouldn't go out to a public place alone because I'd get a beating heart, like the raised heart rate, and I'd get sweaty, feel nauseous, excuse me. This was just something I dealt with from then, really. When I had P at 27 weeks, he was very poorly and he was in NICU. So he was attached to wires and he was on the machines and ventilated. And that really magnified my anxiety and made it become a lot more overwhelming, really. So when we were in hospital, it wasn't so bad because he was under the care of the doctors and nurses, and I didn't really get to do anything. So I didn't really feel like pressure or the overwhelming sensation that I felt. He was in safe hands. He was on machines. They looked after him. You know, they did involve us in that. We done the changing of nappies, and we got taught how to do the feeds through the NGT. But everything else was down to someone else. So it was like I wasn't connected to that part of the journey, if that makes sense. When we came home, that's when everything just went a little bit crazy for me. My anxiety went massive. I catastrophized a fair bit. It was just a constant worry that he was in danger or that he would come to some harm. I mean, he came home at 9 weeks and a day, and he was still less than 4 pounds. So he was so tiny and so fragile. And I do speak about this in my other video that I shared last year, which I'm going to reshare this year. So some of you already know this story, so I won't go into too much detail. But it just, because he was so fragile, it just made me really nervous that something was going to happen to him, especially at night time. So when he was in hospital, connected to all the machines, he would desat quite a fair bit. And, over the years, he's been in Altair a lot. And every time he goes to sleep, his heart rate drops, his oxygen levels drop, the machines go off. And I've now just accepted that's who he is. And, that's just part of what defines my P. But at the time, that terrified me. I would watch him sleep at night. So he never went in his own room until he was a toddler. He stayed in a cot next to my side of the bed, and I'd sit and watch him sleep, to watch his chest rise. I'd listen for the breath. When I did fall asleep, I would hear the bleeping of the machines, and I'd wake up sweating, and I'd wake up, my heart beating, and I'd feel sick. And that's how I knew I was suffering with anxiety again. It was all the same symptoms that I'd had in the past. And so I sort of became very protective of him. And I know all mums and carers are protective, but I'm not ashamed to say I am a complete helicopter mum, and I am probably quite overbearing when it comes to him. But that's the way the anxiety made me. And so, I wouldn't take him out to play groups. I wouldn't go to these toddler groups. And it makes me quite sad, really, because when I look back and think, if I'd have sought help sooner, I could have enjoyed those same experiences that I see my friends going now. I didn't do the baby yoga. I didn't do the baby massage. I was just so terrified that if we left our bubble, something bad would happen to him. So other than going to friends and family's homes, we didn't go out. It's just not something that I could deal with. Eventually, it became really exhausting and really overwhelming, and that's when I reached out and got help. Now, with several interventions and a lot of self-help work, I did overcome my anxiety, not just postnatally, but even my general anxiety. I'd go out alone now. I'm doing a video with no makeup on, which might not seem like a big thing, but that's massive to me. My makeup was always my mask. I wouldn't even open the front door without it. And so, with the right interventions, you can become the person that you want to be. You can have that confidence that you're not something bad's not going to happen and the whole world's not going to end because you've gone out. And like I said, I just wanted to share this video just to tell you a little bit about my journey and my symptoms, and really just to say, if you're feeling any of these, then reach out, because that's the key. Reach out to someone and ask for help, or, you know, follow our resources that we're going to share this week, and they'll signpost you to different organisations and different medical professions that can help you during this time. So I'm going to be doing videos during the week about the different topics, and hopefully this will be a successful maternal mental health awareness week despite lockdown. I hope you're all staying safe and take care. Bye.